Hi, this is Questing Time. I'm Paul Foxcroft, and you're watching this. Good night. I'll keep the intro quick, if for no other reason than I'm about to recap the previous sessions at the beginning of the clip. Last session, the players were exploring a dungeon beneath the town of Ravensholm as part of an ongoing investigation into an infestation of undead that's tied to a mysterious book that they've been trying to get to a scholar by the name of Mordant Thrubwell. Their task was really clear: explore a tomb, find clues, bring back clues. What the players actually did was go mad and then use a bag of holding to try and put a portal into it, and that exploded and has caused some weird stuff to happen. What weird stuff we will begin to explore in this game. That represents quite a big curveball in terms of narrative for the players, and a much bigger curveball for this guy who thought he'd written a story the players were going to play through, and that was very incorrect. So a lot of what you'll see in this episode and the subsequent 10 to 20 is me improvising around some ideas. I'll talk more about that as these go on. Enjoy the show. We're on episode 13 of Questing Time. 14 weeks ago, because we took a week off. 14 weeks ago, the players were asked to retrieve a book by a lady they met in a town called Westgate, which seems very small now. They trekked through the night to find a village of called Ravensholm that was beset by the undead, and over 3 or 4 weeks, they cleansed that town of its undead infestation, and took ownership of a theatre and proceeded to do a couple of little side quests hither and yon, without ever asking the question, hey, what was up with those millions of zombies? Recently, or indeed delivering the book, they'd obtained 5 weeks between obtaining the book and not even thinking about giving it to the person who wanted it. They just showed up and asked for it. That done, it turns out the swarm of zombies was a sort of precursor to the possible resurrection of a horrible lich, an evil undead figure from ancient history. Their friend, the lady who wanted this book, Mordant Thrubwell, has started doing more research into it and has asked the players to investigate the source of the undead beneath the town. 2 weeks ago, they started heading towards that underground complex, which was... One entrance was 30 feet from the front door of their house. But regardless, it took 2 weeks to get there. Having descended into that, player characters began to suffer from various madnesses and phobias, ultimately resulting in I thought, quite exciting fight between a sort of insanity ghost in a large mirrored room in the centre of this dungeon, very far underground. It was in this room that they smashed apart a white crystal, revealing a glowing mote of light, which only one of the players knew was a small portal to the elemental plane of air. That player was Matt. Matt was unconscious at the time this happened. So I'm going to just try and repaint the last 20 seconds of gameplay. Everyone's in this room. There is an Alep in there, a screaming ghost making people go mad. There are also 5 separate corpses flying around, because the whole room has a sort of tornado thing going on inside of it. In there also are the 4-player characters. There are 5 corpses flying around in this mess. One of the player characters, the Rough Knight, Rufus over there, is smacking this crystal with a magic hammer that is designed and magically empowered to break open locks and things that are restraining things, which meant it did very much work on this crystal. And reveals this mote of light. I think Matt and Briony, your characters had been knocked out. I think Richard's character was knocked out briefly as well, but used his shields to get some temporary hit points. And as Richard's character, the Reverend Hardcore, healed Phillin, at the same time, Rufus declared that he was using the Bag of Holding, a magical Mary Poppins-esque extra-dimensional, bigger on the inside bag, to put over this ball of light. We rolled initiative to see if Matt could stop him, because Matt knew it was bad. Matt got there and tried to stop him by literally killing him. But then because he was suffering from a lot of mental strain, rolled a disadvantage and missed, at which point the Rough Knight successfully put this magical bag over the magical portal, and everything went big and white. And that's where we pick this up. So, oh Christ, the room you were in. Where's my behind me? Sorry, the room you were in was a large mirrored chamber with a sort of exposed trapdoor on, for argument's sake, the south side, and 2 concealed entrances east and west. And the room is not quite round; it's ovoid and rounded, like a sort of skate ramp around the sides, or at least it was. It had that appearance. Yeah, everything goes white. Can I just, before we get into this, can I check what hit points everybody is on?
13.
8.
Right.
5.
Oh, no.
25.
Oh, you're fine. Rich and Matt. Okay, lovely. So, for heaven's sake, that's a better joke than I'm willing to admit. Right. Everyone is, those circus rides that sort of fling you out to the side with centrifugal force? That sort of effect occurs. There is this, you can't see anything because all the gain is turned up too high. Everything goes white. The aperture is too bright. And there is a sense of rushing wind and an overwhelming, it's too loud. You can hear people shouting initially, each other really. But you can't, that is drowned out by this incredible rushing of air. After a couple of seconds, there is a feeling like, how do I put it? There is a sense, that feeling you get sometimes if you dream that you've tripped, you're lying in bed and feel like you're falling. You have that sensation, but on a sort of spiritual level. And then, all of a sudden, as if it had never happened, the light vanishes. You're in this room. It is. Hang on, 1, 2. The room is about 15 feet across at its widest point. I want to be clear on the description of this room. So it's no longer mirrored. Right, the mirrors have vanished. They were illusions. You can see a door at one end, a door at the other end, and this trap door. Bear with me one moment. So, Matt, you are currently sat as you were. Oh, sorry, you were against the wall. You stand up and realise you are stood on the wall in relation to how the orientation of this room normally would be. Rufus, you stand up and you are stood in a normal orientation looking at the plinth you just took this thing from. The remnants of the bag of holding, the handles are in your hands. The rest of it is shredded and all over the place. Along with a lot of... Now, there were 5 corpses in the room with you. There probably still are, but it's fair to say that they have been shuffled. Like, there's just a lot of bits of meat and skeleton. Remember, there was 1 corpse that was very old and dry, and 4 corpses that were relatively new. They've been smashed up quite a bit by whatever has occurred, and there's bits of this old dried skeleton all over the place. Richard, you are currently stood on the ceiling, looking at the others, and Briony, you are somehow stood on the side of the plinth.
Right.
Your up is... This is your up now. Who's got a good vantage point? Probably all of you can see either, because there was a staircase descending either side that brought you into this room. You can hear that rush of wind sound coming from down there quite loudly. In fact, you can also see Richard, you're on the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
You have a much better vantage point through what would have been a trapdoor. There's some stairs leading down, and then you can see that that's just gone. And out there, you can just see a bright sky.
Okay.
Paul, do I still speak gibberish?
Oh, make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Ooh, 19.
Nope, you're fine. That abates. In fact, anyone who's got a madness afflicting them currently can make a wisdom saving throw. Phobias are still in play for the time being.
Oh.
Oh.
Mine's a phobia.
Yep.
I have the thing of being close to tears all the time.
Yes.
So I just rolled a 10 to try and get rid of that.
What are you adding to your wisdom?
I think 1. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine in this circumstance. The saving the DC is lower for reasons.
Fine.
So you are now as normal. Richard?
So I have a sort of foolhardy attitude of going in headstrong.
Yes.
I changed dice because last week I didn't think I was rolling very well, and I've just rolled a natural 1.
Right, you are no longer afflicted by that curse. It is merely your personality now.
Okay.
No need to make any saving throws if it's permanent.
Yeah. It's good. It's great. I have 5 hit points. This is going to go well.
Yep.
I think
so-
if I presume I don't know I can't speak gibberish.
Well, for you, the process is exactly the same.
Paul,
I just hang on for a second. I just love the idea that you've actually been intentionally speaking gibberish, and now that the effect has left, he was like blah 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Sorry, Rufus, you were saying.
no, it's all right. The Rough Knight turns to the rest of the crew.
Yes, who are all MC Escher style stood on the wrong surfaces.
Exactly so, and just says what? Just says what the actual fuck.
And I
Can you all make perception checks, please?
Ooh, 19.
I just reply to the Rough Knight, if any of you could understand me, I'd tell you this looks just like the house of that elf I know called David Bowie.
I understand you perfect. Oh,
What?
we can understand everything you're seeing.
But you couldn't a minute ago.
Right.
Miss Claire, let's test it out. Ask me a question.
Phillin, what are you wearing today?
I'm wearing my fancy business trousers for fancy round the town wall walking. Did I tell you I could walk on walls now, Miss Claire?
I can walk on plinths. Phillin, look.
It's a plinth wall walking party. Anyone else want to get in on the party? By the way, Mr. Ruff, what you did was a fucking stupid thing there, and I should know. I don't know about you guys, but I can taste my insides.
Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Sorry, you've just reminded me I need to set a timer.
Phillin, what did you do? What did he do? No, what did Ruff do? If you know what he did, it looks like a weird new place.
Well, I don't know as much about where's we are, but he knows what you bloody put that bag over there, Mr. Ruff. You've gone and whipped us off somewhere on some other plane or something. I know. I don't mind being on other planes, but I don't know what's going to happen. Don't know how we're going to get out of here. But I do have a can-do attitude, so I'd like to get off this wall and see if I can get on some floor. Okay, here I go.
Before we go any further, did everyone make a perception check just then?
Yeah.
Yeah, 21 total.
Thank you.
15.
Okay.
12.
Rich?
Also 15.
Okay, so Matt, you are the only one who clocks this. Amid one of the piles of bones, which is piled up on the ceiling, is an old, slightly rotten leather knapsack of sorts. And you can see that the process has caused a couple of things. There's a couple of potion bottles, two of which have... Hang on. One of which is smashed in the crisis that you have created. But one of them is one of them is just resting on the ceiling, but the liquid inside it is orbiting the inside of the bottle.
Ooh. Question before
imagine you've locked a camera off on the bottle.
Okay.
And the bottle is
Okay. It's in I am currently scared of dead bodies, So is this going to be a problem for me to look at, with it being a skeleton?
You can look at it. It will just be really unpleasant for you.
As
Guys,
opposed to when you normally look at a dead body, Matt.
I
guys,
normally get hungry.
I'm not going near it because it's fucking disgusting. I don't like it and I don't want to touch it. And you know what? It's not for me. But there is something by that body up there, so I'm not going to look at no more. But if someone would like to fetch it, that would be very good.
I know what you're saying because on the ceiling, that Jack's up there and he's disgusting. He's
He
terrifying
is.
to look at because he's got that bald head, which is just really creepy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, why didn't you? I definitely preferred it when you spoke gibberish. I'll get the body. We'll stop screwing about. I'm going to get the body.
Okay, Rich. You wander over quite easily. You walk across the ceiling to the pile of bones, and there's and skull and other bits that is now. I mean, that's the largest concentration of those parts. And sure enough, there is a potion bottle there with what looks like a normal healing potion in it. But like I said, it's the liquid inside is rolling around the inside in a circle.
Okay. Can I try?
Are you picking this up?
I'm going to grab it. Yeah.
Cool. As you grab it, it settles to behave the same as your idea of down
orientation
right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I pour just like the tiniest bit out and plug it back in again? See what happens.
Oh yeah. So as you pour it out of the thing, it just goes everywhere.
Okay.
Drink it quick.
Drink it.
I do the Homer Simpson Space Crisp thing and grab a bit in my mouth.
Oh my god! You can have advantage for that reference, and you regain 12, 4, 5, 6, 8, 16 hit points.
Amazing.
Mm.
I got a net 20 on that, by the way.
Oh, nice.
What, to drink it?
Yeah. Did I need to roll?
You didn't have to roll that at all, but I'm glad you did.
Okay.
So you drink it really cool. If you want to use that, I tell you what, you've got a natural 20 in your back pocket there. If you want to switch your down, if you want to move your orientation, you can. That will.
I will go on the same. Yeah, I'll go down to the floor then, so it'd be what I would be expecting.
Cool. Okay, so you sort of focus and concentrate and switch your down to being where the floor is. At which point you fall off the ceiling. Please take 4 damage.
For God's sake!
You know what, Reverend? You looked really cool when you were drinking that drink, and then you looked right prat when you just fell to the floor.
What was in that drink? Was it very heavy there, Mr. Hardcastle?
Yeah.
I thought I was a heavy drinker.
oh, seriously, you are bleeding quite a bit from that.
Yeah.
Fall.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just good you didn't get impaled.
All right,
by
kick a
anything.
man when he's down.
Well, I don't know which way is down in this room, Mr. Hardcastle. But I am going to walk very slowly towards the level that you and Mr. Ruff are, and I'm going to try and put my foot on it and try and walk up it, I think.
Okay,
or
Matt, make a wisdom check.
16 plus 2, so 18.
Okay, yeah, you are able to sort of. You have to convince yourself first that this is the new down, but in doing so, you and the stuff on your person and immediately around you starts to adhere to the coherent down that you want it to, rather than the one that circumstance would deem appropriate.
Okay.
So yes, you're able to shift from that orientation to the one you want it to be in. Great.
Oh, do I get the hang of it quite quickly?
Not as quick as you would like.
Damn, I was going to run back and forward for a while. Okay, here I go. Oh, you watch out there, Squeaks. I'm holding Squeaks. You be
Yep.
careful now, Mr. Squeak. We're gonna be going on this bit here, and we're down. Oh, this is fun, guys. Also, I am gonna drink the potion I still have that heals because oh my god, do I hurt?
Cool. You can have what kind of potion is that? It's a regular potion of healing, isn't it?
Got a regular healing potion, yes.
In which case,
My
cool. 4,
last
3
one.
plus 2. 9 hit points back.
Ah.
When I get that feeling, I want regular healing.
Nice.
I'm tempted to stay on the plinth, but I really want to know what happens if I just try and step off it.
Interesting. So, to be clear, the way you look at the room is a sort of like if the room is an oval and you're stood on this plinth in the middle of it, so you're down currently.
Yeah.
Has ahead of you is one of the staircases, behind you is one of the staircases, beneath you is that the trapdoor or the flat or the ordinary wall. Your choice.
Oh, I want trapdoor.
Cool. So you step off the plinth and fall
Okay.
to the trapdoor. Can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Excellent!
Uh-oh. So I don't do wisdom.
Thanks for those subs.
13 plus... What's dexterity? Sorry, plus 4. 13 plus 4. 17?
Great. Here's the good news. As you just fall through the trapdoor, you grab an errant piece of debris, like some rope attached to one of the already mashed up corpses that is tethered to its belt, and that locks into the bit over the trapdoor. But you are now hanging onto a rope. You are outside of this structure. So imagine, for example, what I want you to imagine is about a sort of 30 or 40 foot radius sphere of earth that happens to contain the room you were in, has been removed from the earth, and is now just free falling through nothing but sky as far as the eye can see. And it's spinning over end, over end, over end. And you are at the end of this rope in this space.
Guys, the view from out here is not so good. We're
She
like
is very much shouting this.
I'm going to rush over to the hole and try, the trapdoor, and just try to put my arm over to try and help her back in.
Excellent!
Yeah, I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to grab the rope and be pulling the rope back in as well.
Yep. But between the both of you, that's fine. I'm not going to make you roll for that. Briony, make a perception check before you come in.
Okay. Ooh, 16 plus perception, nothing. 16.
16, great.
Mm-hmm.
This, I'm going to call it, what's the word? Structure? This orb, this earth lump you're in? You are aware there is, as you looked around, you can see there's clouds in various lumps. You can see like a distant flying creature. You can also see a few the easiest way to describe them is floating mountains. They're few and far between, but you can see these. You are aware that one is getting bigger.
One of the mountains is getting bigger. One of the birds.
Yes, one of the mountains. One of the floating mountains. As if you're heading towards it in a fairly committed manner.
Guys, I think we're falling. I think we're falling towards a large mountain. And, from what I've heard, unless you crush a witch, you've got no way of getting home again. And steal her shoes.
Just checking my inventory for red shoes.
Right, listen, we need to get out of here and fast. Everybody out of that trapdoor pronto.
Oh, but it's just air. I can see a flying bird, a flying creature. What if we try and persuade it to come over and give us a lift?
Claire, as brilliant as an idea that is, if we're falling towards a mountain, let's just get out of here.
Okay.
Should we try and form a sort of parachute or anything? I have a blanket.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Right. Can I quickly...
Hang on for a second, because a timer has just ended on my phone.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So, can everyone make dexterity saves, please?
Briony,
Mhm.
I'm sorry for suddenly being like, let's get out of here, but I saw Paul look at his timer as you oh
That's good score.
no. Sorry about that.
Ooh,
I got
What did you make
16 total.
Right.
I got 24. A natural 20.
Lovely.
I
Plus
rolled a
4.
natural 20 as well, unbelievably.
Rich?
So 21.
I got 4.
Superb.
Can I, with my natural 20, can I grab hardcore?
Yes, you can.
He did just
So-
save me.
All right, cool. So as this, there is an impact. There's a very loud crashing sound. The room you're in, like dust shakes from like some of the walls crack. There's splits in all the tiles. Dust flies everywhere. But those of you who made your rolls are just able to brace yourselves appropriately. Richard, hardcore, however, is flung across the room, but Claire reaches out and grabs his hand as she holds onto the plinth and just swings him around, so all the momentum is used up. The room is now on its side and appears to be sort of just resting perfectly. You've got the trapdoor above you and the doors either side of you. And there is a distinct, that roaring rush of air has gone. There is an odd stillness. The bones of all of the corpse parts have slammed into the bottom. So those fresher ones are now a sort of soft paste with some highlights of the sort of brighter parts of that skeleton that was here. There is also, I should point out, well, I mean, it's messier now. The skeleton was wearing quite nice robes. It's still got that satchel on it.
Can we look in the satchel?
100% you drop down into the, I'm going to say pate.
Do I eat it?
Oh, great question. Make a wisdom saving throw, please, Briony.
Oh, while she's doing that, I'm going to get Squeak out of my little papoose and go, don't tell anyone Squeaks, but you go and have yourself a little snack, mate. And I shuffle it towards
We all
bodies.
see that, obviously.
I got a 2, but my wisdom is -1, so that works out as a rough 1.
Nom 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 nom. Elbow of Rassilon, they defeated the scary ghost last session. So Briony, you just start scooping up this people slurry. Yeah. Richard, sorry, what was your...
I know, I turned to Claire just to be like, hey, thanks for saving me, rookie. And then I see her eating, and I'm like, you know what, never mind.
Yes. You dropped down into the buffet as well. Rich, would you like to have a rummage around, see if there's anything of use?
Can I investigate these robes you mentioned?
You can.
As in, do I recognise them?
No.
Okay, I'll just do an investigation then on that. So rough 20 on investigation.
Lovely stuff. Okay, so as you rummage around, this is a bit like the garbage compactor from Star Wars, only without the imminent threat and with somebody eating the literal garbage. As you...
the worms with us.
Yeah. Rich, you can piece together you find embedded in bits of these corpses, just in the slurry, you find... I should be rolling d10s, I'm so sorry. That's 12. Oh, okay, cool. About pouches and individual bits and bobs containing about 160 gold pieces. We'll call that 164. You have found in the, how do I put this? Ones that you would consider edible. 15 rations, because I know you don't usually keep track of rations or ammunition and stuff, but we will do until you're back home, because you don't have a means of getting food, water, or replacement ammunition currently. So you've got 15 meals worth of food, not including the paste.
Paste.
Yes.
I scoop up some of the paste.
Great. Rich, you also find there is one more healing potion.
Okay.
There are in this satchel are 2 scrolls, but they're arcane, so they're not your kind of magic.
Dibs.
And also the robes are just really nice robes. You suspect they're enchanted to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of like hard wearing. Like weirdly, as you pick them up out of the slurry, just all of the blood and stuff rolls off them. They're red with gold trim and sized for a medium-sized creature.
You
Can I
know,
put them on and see what happens?
yeah, Rev, you should wear them because then when you do shit yourself, which frequently happens, it would just clean itself.
Yeah.
Yes, that is I actually can't fault that reasoning. Okay.
There's also the skeleton has a pair of braces, so wrist guards on them that are very intricately put together and have some jewels woven, sort of fused into them. And also is wearing there is a ring a copper ring on one of its fingers.
Ooh, I'll kind of check that.
Off you go.
Did I find anything in the satchel?
Oh yeah, the same stuff as Richard. You find the 2 scrolls. Oh, you're an arcane spellcaster, so there is 1 scroll of locate object and 1 scroll of fireball.
Ooh.
I've already got fireball. If you, sorry,
you absolutely do not have fireball, Matt.
I use it every week.
You have firebolt.
I use it every week, Paul.
You have firebolt, and fireball is the same but significantly larger.
Which is what I use every week. Sorry, guys, for anyone in the chat. I'm very sorry.
Oh, that's a good point, Richard. You are wearing the remnants of a Jim Dark Magic costume. Are you removing that?
Right. No, can I just put it over the top?
You can. Knock 5 gold, the gold you found.
Oh, God. Yeah, of course. I also want to I'm just going to point out to the group, guys, I think I've just found more money than all of the money we have earned in the past 13 weeks. Maybe there's something to be said for changing our negotiation skills.
All right, we've got all that money. That's perfect. I'll tell you what, you give me the money and I'll just pop to the pub, which is only just through one of these doors, I'm sure. Oh no, wait a second. We're in a magic ball falling upwards and downwards at the same time, both into and away from things. Oh, what's that you've done? You found a wee ring, have you? Oh, you've got a special business suit on. What the fuck is going on there?
I don't know much there, Mr. Ruff, but I think we might be in Bytopia.
Ooh. Look,
we...
Make a religion check, Matt, to see if you can back up the stuff you've read this week with your character.
You told us to do the reading. I did it this week. And I rolled a 19, thank you.
Okay, cool. Great, then you can talk. Phillin can talk whatever he likes about Bytopia from what you can remember from reading it this week.
Okay, I do believe if we are in Bytopia, it's got some big mountains. That's what gave it away. The gravity is objective, and there's big dragons that are celestials. And I sort of got distracted by that. And then I was like, oh, I'd like to meet a big 4-legged dragon that has its own society. And then my wife said, oh, Matt, your lunch is ready. And so I stopped the reading.
I think, Phillin, you mean that gravity's subjective.
Yep.
Yeah.
Objective, subjective, you know. You're eating a dead body, so, you know.
Yeah, that is true.
You can't be picky about these things.
Phillin, I'm going to give you the locate object scroll, because you know what Ruff did. You seem most upset, Ruff, that we're here, but let's face it, you did this. Phillin knows what you did, so maybe he can find an object to get us home.
There was literally a glowing white ball in the middle of a thing we'd just broken. How many times is that going to happen where it doesn't immediately burst into flame or blind everyone or give us all fucking genital war? I was just trying to protect. Listen, where I'm from, something's running towards you. You hit it with an axe or a hammer or possibly a sword. Job done. Whatever this all is well outside of my remit, Horns, all right?
Well, now that means that you're with 3 people with 3 other remits. You can listen to them and they might know what it was, like Phillin did.
Right. Well, the next time I think something's going to explode, I'll be sure to ask the committee if they wouldn't mind assembling before we do anything about it.
That's all I ask.
I reach into my pocket, I pull out some more of the very high alcohol content fermented tree sap. I put as much of it as I can fit into my mouth.
That's fair. You consume a mouthful. It's thick. You have to push it in, but.
So, Phillin, how do we get home? If this is Bitopia.
I don't know. I have no idea. I've never been to another plane. Mr. Ruff did the only thing that has made us get here, and I have no idea how to make that happen again. I guess we live here now.
Maybe we need to...
I was really waiting for the dog leg at the end that never came.
Yeah.
It's a shame Mr. Neil isn't with us. Even though he's a normal human man, he might know something about these planes. If only there was some way I could locate him. Looking for a reaction in our DM to see if that's possible.
Do you mean with locate object?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to summon him though, would I?
No, and also he's not an object.
Although, if you know his real name, are you not in control of him?
Can he come here? Can he travel between planes?
Can we try?
Yeah, let's try.
Ask him. Just ask him out loud if he'll turn up.
Okay, but you guys all I have to go somewhere quiet because I can't say his name because I signed a contract I didn't read. And I've tried.
I want to change your wording there. You signed an infernal contract you didn't read.
We've all been signing things.
You signed an infernal contract you made a point of not reading.
We were all young before we came here, Mr. Ruff. We were all young once. Look at Mr. or Mrs. Squeaks there. We need to just stop saying that, actually. Just Squeaks. Squeaks has got a lot bigger just in the last few hours. That papoose is getting heavy. Like I say, we're all growing up. Now, you guys put your fingers in your ears and start going la, 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 la. And I'll say old Mr. Neil's name out loud and see if he'll come to me.
La,
Go.
la, 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 la,
Mr. Neil, come here now.
la, 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 la.
I'm afraid that saying his true name does not summon him.
Oh, damn it. I'm out of
La, la,
ears.
la, la, la.
But we don't know that he's definitely not coming. So we spend 20 minutes with our fingers in our ears. Like, la, la, la.
La, 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 la.
5 minutes in, I just joined in. La, 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 honk, la, la, honk, 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 honk. Honk, 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 honk. Honk, 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 honk. La, 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 la.
Fuck.
What are we doing, guys?
Can everyone make perception checks, please?
Not good. 7.
I'm only 6.
I'm only 10. Come on, Rufus.
18.
What did you get, Rufus?
Rough 18.
18. Great. You hear from outside of the sphere you're currently in a voice. It's not a language you are familiar with. A sort of whistly form of speech. It's definitely speech, and it's just in a questioning tone, quite passively. It's got a sort of hello tone to it, but it's not a language you understand.
Okay, do I have a sense where it came from?
I mean, outside this orb that you're in.
Okay. What was that?
What was what?
Sorry.
This someone talking. Shut up. Hang on. And I listen again to see if I can hear it.
Yeah, you can hear two distinct voices, sort of.
2 voices now.
Yeah, 2 voices, sort of. I guess the right word would be sort of bickering.
Right. Okay. There's 2 people. Sounds like they're having an argument. I don't know what they're saying though.
They're
Wow.
both. I should point out both of the voices are a bit muffled.
Yeah. There's at least 2 of them, and they're talking about. There's no use. I can't hear.
Oh. Well, an
Show-
argument.
Show yourselves, bickerers.
Yes.
The voices stop.
Can we go look in that direction?
Yeah.
Point it out, Ruff. Let's go that way.
Yeah. So,
Are you leaving?
is it through the trapdoor outside or behind one of the doors outside?
Literally, all of those doors lead to the outside now.
Let's go outside.
Fine. Well,
Let's
Go outside.
by the way, I ready myself. I draw my war axe. I mean, it's not called a war axe, obviously.
Ooh.
Battle axe. Your battle
Like a
axe.
warning.
I see Ruff do that, and I take an action to do the pearl power thing, so I can take a spell slot back without
Oh,
being
sure.
in. Aha.
Paul,
Are you getting a
before-
first? Hang on a second, Richard. Briony,
Right,
are you getting a first or second level spell slot back?
Second level spell slot, please.
Smart. Richard.
Can I, only because I'm vaguely keeping an eye on the chat, just check on these bracers?
Yep, you certainly can.
Can I do some sort of, I guess, maybe an Arcana check on them?
Yep.
Natural 20.
Oh, nice.
Good dice.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
They're called Bracers of Defense. They are specifically magic items kind of designed for spellcasters. So they're armor that spellcasters can wear. They're magical, and they add 2 to the armor class of whosoever wears them, on the assumption that that person is wearing no other armor and using no shield.
And
Did we look at the ring? Sorry, I can't.
And also, Rich, you got a natural 20 on that. This is a ring of warmth, which basically it makes your character immune to the effects of extreme cold, and freezing and stuff like that.
Okie doke.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, now that I know that, I'm going to prepare for battle.
Lovely
I
stuff.
draw my shield as well as my approach.
I'm just going to be the one that says this, but I've heard that people are good around these parts because I did the reading, but I don't know who's outside.
Well, I think we should always assume someone is a friend first, and then see if that's wrong.
I think you should show them your weapon, and then if they say, "Hey, I'm into weapons too," you go, "Oh, cool, what weapons are you into?" But if they go, "Hey, I'm gonna fight you," you fight them. Win, win.
While Phillin's talking, I just turn him around so he's facing away from the rest of the group.
Squeaks!
And
And I pat my chest, and Squeaks comes back to his papoose.
Yeah, Squeaks scurries up out of the blood slurry into your pouch and then falls asleep almost immediately.
Sorry, we're making this canon now, are we? That Squeaks and the Halfling are now simpatico. There is definitely right. That's canon.
Yep.
Okay, good news, everybody. I was pretty sure that thing was definitely going to eat us within the next 3 weeks. So, well done.
Hey. 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
What can happen in 3 weeks?
Yeah. So just to be clear, who's got the Bracers of Defense?
Are they magical? They should go to Phillin. It'll help them keep the.
No,
zip-
hang on. Oh, no, Rich.
I've got my shield, so I'm gonna just stick with that. Someone who
get
doesn't have
injured a lot.
Yeah.
you have it if you've got a low armor class as well. Maybe you should take it, Matt.
Braces, yeah.
So
Can I
I'm just adding
point out that
adding those to your character sheet now, Matt.
Oh, cool. I was going to, but thank you. I'll
Sorry,
do it.
Matt is wearing what?
No, Matt is wearing the back half of a pantomime horse costume, which already come with braces sewn in.
No, they're
No,
braces.
bracers.
He's got-
Yeah,
Not like me.
I just do it.
I thought we had multiple sets of braces over
I
him.
put on the braces and do a scar dance. And I've got my dancing trousers on underneath, so you know it'd be good.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. One-man party.
Or your 4 halves of 4 cannon and ball tribute acts.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, that's updated for you, Matt. So your new armor
Thank
class.
you.
You think your new armor class is 15? Hooray! Hooray for new things. And who's got the Ring of Warmth?
The ring of warmth.
I shall take it.
But you don't know the way.
All right, let me just add that to your guy too. Now, who's it's the way the room the room you're in is the sphere of rock you're in has landed on it's on the piss a little bit, so a lot of the blood slurry is piling up in one corner slowly. And so who's heading out of which door?
Can we not go out the same one towards the voices?
You can all go out of the same one. It's like who's heading out first, because they're all like none of them are wide enough to accept.
I think story-wise, it's me, isn't it? Because I sort of heard them and went, "What was that? Did you hear that?" And got my hands out. So
great. In which case, so Ruff, you clamber out of the. Give me 1 second to add this thing to. Or I get because I need to look at some other notes. Rich, you've got a Ring of Warmth added to your character sheet.
Let's just address the chat. Stealth check.
Stop giving them tips. The chat.
Oh, do you know what I was? The chat said that. I was thinking, I'm just going to ready prestidigitation, or however you say it, so that if Ruff says something aggressive, I can do a flower of hearts. That was how stealthy I was thinking.
Just taking the edge off of it.
In fact, can we have that as what happens? That if I hear voices and everything's mad and Ruff's like properly spun out, I hear voices and I run out and I literally, as I turn the corner, see whoever is there, and I don't know who is there, but I'm just like, "Who are you?" And as I say that, rainbows and doves. Heart.
Yep. So here's how this plays. You're walking up the stairs. You're walking up are a normal staircase inclination, but tilted slightly towards you, so it's a little bit too steep. And you make your way up of those. Put your hands out of the Jesus Christ, Rob. Yes, you are, but don't tell them that. Fuck it up. And you put your hands on the outside of this and sort of pull yourself out onto the surface of this thing, and it's a very short, it's like a 10-foot drop. You make that jump easily. Now, before we go any further, I want to paint the situation for you. You are on a relatively flat surface. Like you're on a rocky outcropping. There's patches of grass. There's a bit of a hill over to one side. So your right-hand side is a hill, a bit of a clearing, and a sort of dusty rock surface, and then it gets grassy the further away you are, and there's a couple of trees over there. To your left is some of an old, decrepit, abandoned castle-like structure. Now, some of that it was just in ruins anyway, and some of it is a 50 or 60-foot orb of earth has just smashed through it. Immediately near you, as you look to the right, you can see two figures in about 30 or 40 feet away who are kneeling down and tied up, facing you. They seem animated and excited that you have hopped out of the sphere. As you track your view to your right towards where the sphere is, you can see a massive hand underneath the sphere and an enormous wash of blue blood. The sphere has clearly crushed something.
Oh no.
And it doesn't have any shoes.
It doesn't. In fact, you are a Rufus. You're a dwarf who's been around enough. You are the it's a frost giant's hand. You've killed the frost giant.
I go run over and untie the two bickering people.
So as you approach the two bickering people, Interesting, Briony. What you know how a tiefling is a normal humanoid with some demon or devil blood in them. One of the people, the one on the left, is he recognises as an Aasimar, which is the same thing as a tiefling, but for angels. So this is, they've got, their skin is quite literally golden. They have they've got white on white eyes, and they appear to be male, and they've got a close cropped hair, but the hair they've got is like almost translucent, translucent, but almost luminous blue. And they're wearing, inspired by that. They're wearing like sort of relatively like ordinary looking armor. The other one is a bird person. They look like a hawk / human hybrid. They have wings, and their wings abound. And they are wearing very light flowing robes that look really cool, like a sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like I can't think of the right term. Sarong? Is that the look I'm thinking of?
Oh yeah.
Like loose, light fabric in light blue. So the bird person has had their beak tethered with a bit of rope around it, and the other one, the Aasimar, has like a gag around their mouth, but they're able to talk a little bit.
Okay, I untie the gags first and then the other ties. And as I did that, go, "Hi, I'm the amazing Claire," or you can just call me Claire, because the amazing, now I think about it, is a bit boastful. These are my friends. It's a rough night. He's a really friendly alcoholic. Phillin, he's a halfling with a heart.
When he points at me, I'm still very much holding my axe at them, and sending out the vibes of no, like, be cool, guy, be cool.
Phillin, he's half-sized halfling that has a heart like 10 times that, and Reverend Jack, who's normally very matter-of-fact, but recently has been a bit of a dick.
I just want to say I don't care about either of you already.
Doesn't he sound hardcore though? Which is funny because his name is Hardcastle.
While this
very funny.
While this is happening, I'd like to assume that Phillin has sort of wandered off a little bit and has gone to the edge of what appears to the cliff you're on. Has gone to the edge of that and look over it.
Oh, absolutely.
There's nothing.
Carefully.
There's just an infinite amount of sky beneath you.
Oh. Guys, you want to feel instantly sick?
Briony, can you make a wisdom saving throw, please? And anyone who's suffering from a phobia gets to make a wisdom saving throw right now.
Come on.
18.
Yes, 19.
Your phobias vanish. Richard?
8.
8. You are still scared of beards.
Yeah, throughout this whole exchange, I've been looking very shiftily over at Ruff.
That's fair. And Rufus?
I'm also on 8.
You are still terrified of the concept of your own reflection.
Yeah.
But that's less likely to come up in this environment.
You left that room covered in mirrors, you mean?
Yes. Well, they were illusory mirrors. Otherwise, the crash would have been significantly more painful. In the room full of rapidly improvised image knives. But so,
Angel,
you take the gag off of it.
What's your name?
Oh, before anything happens, as soon as you take the gag off and you introduce yourselves as thus, they watch you, and the Aasimar looks over at the bird person and goes, "I told you they were primes."
What's a prime?
You're a prime.
Yeah, and you're on his knees with his hands tied behind his back. So before we start coming the cut, why don't we get to be friendly with each other?
Okay, that's part 1, and let's be fair, it could have gone worse. Though, the players don't know who they are. They've definitely killed somebody. They may or may not be rescuing some people. It's hard to tell because Ruff seems to have just started a fight with them. And a lot of weird stuff is going on. You'll find out more in part 2. Probably more than the players, because I think you'll listen. Why not like and subscribe? It really helps us out. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. That's really useful, and I'll see you again for part 2. Bye-bye. Why would I salute?